Hello, everybody. Welcome
Oh,
back to A Week in Gaming, or as we like to call it.
AWIG.
There you go. That's what I wanted to hear. I,
Ow.
I was I was waiting for you to say it.
Oh God. Sorry, my brain lagged a little bit there.
Yes. So
My head is
before
pounding.
before we start, one of us is feeling a little under the weather right now. We're just recovering from it. So one of us is going to be, you know, pippy happy, and the other one's going to be
Dying
down
in a
and
corner.
exactly. But of course, if you don't already know, my name is James Keith.
And I'm death. No, I'm Rowan Clancy. Hi. How you doing?
So this is going to be for the week of
January.
January 6th. We didn't have any other podcasts recorded throughout the last couple of weeks because we've been on kind of a bit of a Christmas break.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to do some recording, but we felt it best that we might as well take a little bit of time to ourselves, but also life got in the way. So, it's always that fun sort of thing.
It happens. You know.
It Yeah, exactly. It happens. Life happens.
Yeah.
But we're back. We're in the swing of things, and let's just get right into our show.
Let's do it. Let's get to it.
So, the first thing I want to talk about is something that's kind of been teased by not only the developers, but also one of the writers of the Batman comics himself, Scott Snyder, in the past. And that is possibly a next gen, maybe new Batman Arkham game?
Maybe. Is that
Maybe.
is that what you're hoping for?
That's what I'm hoping for because like I alluded to before, it's been kind of teased in the past, but they've always like taken it down right away. So maybe all those other times they've tried to show off the next project, they've basically kind of thought, "Oh, that's too early, take it down." But now we're in the full swing of things. WB Games Montreal has been kind of slowly releasing images in the shape of, basically sigils or logos, however you want to call it, that connect to a wider circle, like a wider, uh, I don't want to say pentagon because it's not like, or pentagram because it's not really like, it's not Satan or anything that had to do with that, but
No.
it is kind of connecting to something bigger. And of course, I'm going to have it on the screen for your viewing pleasure to look at so you can kind of follow along with what I'm saying. But,
Doesn't it kind of look like just the GCPD logo?
well, one of them does look like the GCE logo, but the other one is actually, I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but the other one is the League of Assassins logo.
Hmm.
So we got one logo that looks like the League of Assassins and one that looks like the GCPD logo. At least that's what we think, anyways. Again, they haven't confirmed anything. It's just kind of all speculation at this point.
Hmm.
But they
What
might
if
update more by the time we finish and air this. But for now, this is what we got to work with here. So we're kind of playing with what we got.
what if it is simply just a game where you're a GCPD officer and you're just chasing around Batman, just yelling at him, "Stop fucking doing our jobs.
Yeah, yeah. But
Stop
would you play
making
as
us clean up after you. We
would you
fuck."
play as Jim Gordon or just like a regular GCPD cop? Because
Just a
there's plenty
regular
of
Joe.
different.
You could
Just a
you could
regular Joe.
full character customization just to fucking yell at Batman. I'm sorry.
I
Oh,
don't know how I feel about this. I feel like this could be a platinum best-selling game, but at the same time, it could just be one of the worst possible things ever. It's
it
an
would
idea that
it would
has
be
to fall into
hilarious.
the right hands.
It would be hilarious.
But to kind of
Make it happen, Warner Brothers, please.
make it happen. Actually, that would be that. Actually, to kind of take your joke and turn it to more serious note, they could actually like with the idea they can make like a Gotham Central game where you play as the police. like actual like notable police officers, like Jim Gordon and Renee Montoya and Harvey Bullock and all that. They could make a game based off the Gotham Central series. So you never know. It's a
Yeah,
possibility. We're just giving you free ideas there, Montreal. WB Games Montreal.
yeah. Just
But
Montreal though. Warner
just
Brother
for
Games,
Montreal,
you don't get it. Just Montreal. Montreal,
it's the Montreal
those
branch.
are yeah. You you make some fucking good poutine.
I've never been to Montreal, so I wouldn't know how good their poutine is.
Just take my word for it, and let's move on.
Yep, yep, I will. But to bookend this kind of topic here, um, to elaborate more on the new game, there's actually been also rumors and speculation. Take it with a grain of salt. But there's also been teases that it might be a game involving the Court of Owls. So that I would love to see because one of my
Who knows?
favorite Batman villains are the Court of Owls.
Who knows? We might get the court.
We might get the
Just
court. Exactly, we might get the court. But if you want to do more research, you can look it up online. It's definitely like something that is interesting to Batman fans. I don't think an outside person would like the Court of Owls, but you never know.
well, if they introduce them in a way that is easily accessible for everybody, who knows?
Who knows
It could
exactly?
work.
Exactly. But to deviate from Batman stuff, let's bring it to some Nintendo news.
Nintendo.
So there has been some reports in the past, but also of most recently, that there is a Nintendo Switch Pro model in development. Now I know that last year we got the Nintendo Switch Lite, which is of course the cheaper, non-dockable version, basically the one that you give to your little 5-year-old and say, "Hey, please here, play some Super Mario Odyssey or play some Mario Kart and shut up for like 30 minutes."
Yeah.
You want them to
Go sit by
handle the
yourself and
the
play your
$200.
games.
Exactly. You want them to handle the $200 Switch, not the 400 one. But they have not really released any specs or anything at all. All we really know is that, and I'm reading this directly from IGN. So thank you IGN for doing gaming journalism. Golf claps for them. But according to sources from a supply chain company, the Taiwanese website Digitimes reports that a new Switch model will enter mass production in Q1 of 2020 for a mid-2020 release. So basically, it's going to enter in production. It could already be in production right now as we speak, right now as we're talking.
But
But
what like they don't have any like news on what the difference will be between the regular Switch and the Switch Pro.
nope, no specs or anything to reveal. I don't think Nintendo. I think Nintendo kind of wants to keep that under the wraps right now. But yeah,
I
like
mean, if it's just gonna be like, if it's gonna be kind of like the Xbox Pro or like the Xbox Elite controller, where it's like got the buttons on the back and everything, or it's easily gripped by larger hands, like there are a ton of third-party tech developers that have developed things for the Switch that work better
well,
than
I don't.
anything
I
that
don't think
Nintendo
it's.
has released.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be like anything new in that sort of sense. I think it's going to be more of like a PlayStation 4 Pro or an Xbox One X version of the Switch, but they can't really I don't think they can really put any more powerful components or anything into like the Switch because it's like, it's not going to be a PS4 Pro in your pocket. Like, no, that'd be way too expensive. But
That's
it's going
true.
to be I think it's gonna be more like it's just like a Nintendo Switch, but just a little bit more power. Like, you'll be able to load some textures just a little bit more clearly. And, play games maybe a little bit more fastly and load games a little bit more fast. Like, I don't think it's gonna be that much of an overhaul. And I mean, honestly, the fact that like we don't have any like specs or any tech related news on it, all we really know is that a new Switch model is going to enter production in Q 2020, and that's it. It's just wild for speculation, and that's kind of what we're doing right now. We're speculating what it could be.
Yep.
But again, my honest opinion is that it's probably just going to be a Nintendo Switch, but just like updated specs, maybe a little bit beefier specs, just to play games a little bit better and more faster. But who knows?
Yeah.
We'll have to wait till we actually get some concrete news. But for now, it's just purely speculation.
Yeah. That's all it is.
What do you think it's going to be, Ro? Do you have any thoughts?
I mean, the only thing that I can think of would be an overhaul on how powerful the graphics card is in the Switch. Like, like it could run The Witcher at more than 480 frames. 480p. Witcher 3.
480p.
You know, I
Well, I
feel
mean,
like it could be an overhaul on just how powerful the actual Switch itself is. That's pretty much it. Like they don't really need to change anything in it, as you said. They don't really need to change anything outside of how powerful they can like pump out graphics, like without it
exactly.
being docked. Like that's the
Yeah.
only thing.
I think the Switch already has like its own actual custom graphics card anyways, so like you
It
can't
does.
just go to your you can't go to your local computer store and buy a graphics card that Switch has. No, it has its own custom thing. So they're just probably going to update the specs of it. So yeah, like you said, you can play 3 in more than 480p.
Yep,
But I mean,
exactly.
again, for a Switch, you're not playing a game like The Witcher or Doom on it for the graphics. It's more for the portability effect.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, like games
Some people might, but who
yeah,
knows?
like games like The Witcher and Doom and all that, like even Elder Scrolls, like runs on the Switch, but it's not very good. Like they
No.
don't run very well. But again, you're not getting it for the graphics. If you want a beefy graphics, you get a PC or one of those high-end consoles. For a Switch, you get it for the portability.
Yeah.
So let's just hope that they do something more with this supposed Switch Pro than just kind of updating the specs. Because then it kind of feels like an unnecessary upgrade. Like that's what I don't want the Nintendo Switch Pro to become, is an unnecessary upgrade.
Yeah. Exactly.
But still speaking on the topic of Nintendo Switch stuff,
Yeah.
we're going to move on to something that is still Nintendo related, and that's
Is it? Is it? Is it Pokemon?
it's some Pokemon news. You are absolutely right.
Pokemans.
Because earlier,
Pokemans.
because earlier in the week, Nintendo said that they're going to hold a Nintendo Direct solely focused on Pokemon. So, of course, all the Pokemon fans were like, yes, what is it going to be? I hope it's something good.
They
And
frothed. They frothed at the mouth. Ready.
yeah, exactly. I know I did. I frothed at the mouth, ready to go. But honestly, I think what we got was really good. Because not only did we get a new remake announced, we also
Mhm.
got new content for Pokemon Sword and Shield as well. We got two things in there. The remake is going to be a remake of the old Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games. I think it's Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, the Red and Blue teams, those games that were on the Nintendo DS and Game Boy Advance.
I
I
played
played,
those.
I played those as well, and they were good. They were good games. I definitely enjoyed my time with those, but it's not something I'm itching to go back to.
I mean, I didn't mind them, and I certainly enjoyed them for what they were. I never beat them. Like, I never invested a bunch of
Yeah.
time in them like I did
Yes.
with most of the other Pokemon games, but
Yeah. Same here. Usually with the spin-off, like you have the main version games, and you have the spin-offs. Usually the spin-offs they can be good, but I don't really spend too much time on the spin-offs. Like
yeah.
I think the last Pokemon spin-off, like the one that came out that I played, was probably Pokemon like Shuffle, and that's like a game you can get for like your mobile phone and all that. I mean, I guess you can
I don't
kind of
even
count
think I
Pokemon.
remember that one, but
Can you?
never mind.
Could you count Pokemon Go as a spin-off? or like a
I feel like that's a standalone. Like that was its own thing,
yeah,
right?
yeah, you're right. Probably, yeah, yeah. Now to think about it, you probably could classify it as its own standalone thing. But the
Yeah.
second bit of news that we got from the direct was that we're getting something in the Pokemon series that's never been even done before. This is a first for however many games we've had in the Pokemon series. This has never been done before. So you better hold on to your butts when I tell you what's gonna come.
What's what is it, James? Tell me.
We're
Tell me the
getting
answers.
an expansion pass for Pokemon.
Dun dun
That's
dun.
right,
No
people. You
way.
have to pay. You have to pay an extra
$50.
39, or it's not $50. It's like 30 something.
It's $50.
It's like 30
Which
bucks,
which
40
price are
bucks.
you looking at? USD or
Well, US
Canadian?
USD is 30. Canadian is like 30
50.
or there's no way. I just pre-ordered it the other day. It was only like 30 something, like 36.
Let me check this. I I need to check this.
Yeah, please check it because I've already pre-ordered it and it was not $50.
All right.
But anyways, while you're doing that, so yes, we are getting actual DLC for a mainline Pokemon game, which, as I alluded to, is a first in the series because Nintendo has always, or Nintendo and Game Freak has always shipped their games complete. They have done some, like if they wanted to add new content, they'd do like a sequel or a
$45.
third version. 45, like, is that with taxes and all that?
It includes GST. $45.
Okay. Okay, yeah, that's how much I spent for it. It's $45.
Still closer to $50. Shh. Don't act like
Well,
I'm right or anything.
uh, but I
Even
mean,
though that I am. Don't fight me, bro. I know what I'm
I'm not,
talking about.
I'm not fighting you. I'm not fighting you.
Christ.
But yeah, this is something that we've never had in a main series Pokemon game before. So this is definitely something entirely new. But for that $45 you spend on the expansion pass, it's not all like locked behind a paywall. There is still some free updates and all that, and with the free update comes a new, I guess, a new Pokemon, but it's more like a regional form. It's a new Galarian Slowpoke. Galarian, however the hell you say that.
I think it has like a funky new evolve form as well, like
They,
for
I,
Slowking.
I think they showed the like the body of it, but the face kind of scratched out, so we
Yeah,
don't
they're
really know
hiding.
what exactly. We don't know what it fully looks like. But with this expansion pass, we are going to get two updates, or yeah, like updates, because they call it paid update. So basically, two new paid side expansion stories. One,
All
the
right.
first one, which is going to be coming out in June 2020. So a couple months,
Yeah,
is going
of
to be
course.
titled "The Isle of Armor," and it will feature over 100 familiar species of Pokemon, as well as some new ones, like a new legendary as well. I can't remember the name of the legendary right now, so I apologize for that.
It's
Actually,
the
let me
goat thing, right?
it's well, actually, this legendary is going to have two. It's going to have a first form and then evolve form. So the first one's going to be called Cubfu, and it's a fighting type. And then the second, or the evolved form, which I'm going to butcher this very hard, Urshifu. Urshifu?
Okay, let me see this
Just-
nonsense. Okay, all right. Like
but with
you
with
need to
these, with
send me this. Oh God,
I can send you the link to it.
please, please do.
Just give me 1 second. There you go. That title that details all of the new stuff that's coming in the expansion. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So with the Ice Elf armor, we're gonna get a new legendary, as well as new map area for the game, and again, new Pokemon, familiar and old. And in the fall of 2020, we're going to get the second update called the Crown Tundra, which will also feature a new legendary and part of the map. And but also the new legendary for that one, I'm going to butcher this one as well, is Ca- Calyrex. Calyrex.
Calyrex.
Calyrex.
Yeah, and it
And
includes the Galarian versions of old legendaries: Articuno, Moltres, and Zapdos.
oh yes, that was the next part I was actually going to get into. We're going to get some new Gigamax Pokemon, as well as some new Galarian forms of familiar legendaries as well.
Mm.
And the three birds, the legendary birds of Kanto, are going to be ones that feature different forms. So I'm gonna show those on the screen, but I think they all look just absolutely amazing.
They look badass.
They look so badass. Like I cannot wait to get my hands on this. But some of the returning Pokemon that are going to get new Galarian forms are, drumroll,
Drumroll, please. Drumroll, please.
Blastoise and Ivysaur. That is right, folks. We are getting the original, or the original other two starters, because of course Charizard was already in the base game, and they gave him a new Gigamax form because Charizard prints that Pokemon money.
Yeah. Oh, wow. And we're also getting in the Crown Tundra the Sun and Moon legendaries as well.
Yes, that and yes,
Yes. Just
yes. I'm embracing my inner Kojima. I'm just saying yes to you.
Yes.
But we're also getting new Gigamax forms of the actual regional starters of, like the Score Bunny and Groki and Sobble. Their final evolutions are getting new Gigamax forms as well. So
Nice.
that's actually going to come with the Isle of Armor. But yes, with the Crown Tundra, we are getting. It looks like we're getting almost every single legendary back. Like we're just getting all the legendaries.
Which, I mean, will be pretty badass. It's going to be
It
pretty
is
badass.
it is going to be pretty badass. I agree. Now, also with this update, like I said
Yeah.
before, we're getting some old Pokemon that were left out of the Pokedex originally, which caused the whole Dexit controversy.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't specify which ones that are coming back, but you can already tell that if Blastoise and Ivysaur are getting new forms, they're coming back, and they were not in the original base game. So, yeah, just a whole bunch of stuff. Like, there's a lot. Honestly, there's a lot there for the $45 or the $30, however exchange rate your money is. Basically, you're getting a lot for what you spend, and that's why I'm kind of okay with the expansion pass.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel, but I'm okay with it, and I've already, like I said, I already bought it.
I mean, you're basically buying for the second part of an already pretty massive game. So, what do you got to lose? What do you got to lose?
And I mean, like, if you're really gonna complain, like, you complain about again the whole Dexit thing and how they're adding more Pokemon as in this DLC, they're actually going to like the 200 returning Pokemon. Those are actually going to be like available to everyone, even if you don't purchase the DLC. But if you don't purchase if you don't purchase the DLC, you will have to get someone to trade you the Pokemon. Like you won't be able to catch it in your game if you don't have the DLC. But I mean, the fact that you can do that, it's still being generous. Like they're still being generous with the DLC. Like you don't need to buy, but it's definitely worth the money if you want more out of your Sword and Shield experience.
Exactly.
So it's not really a bad thing. Like I'd definitely say if you have played Sword and Shield and you love it and you want more, buy the expansion pass because
Buy it
there's
now.
going to be enough content. Buy it now for $45 or $30, whichever your exchange rate is.
Yeah, just spend the last of your life savings. If you're a student and you're broke, doesn't matter. Sell your spleen. Go ahead, get the fucking thing. Go buy.
No, that's more like if you want to get something in an EA game, you have to sell your spleen because they'll
Oh,
charge you
right. My bad.
exorbitant
I'm
amount of
I'm
money.
confusing Nintendo and EA. Fucking whatever.
Actually, with EA, you would have to sell your spleen, maybe a liver, throw a kidney in there, maybe how about one of your arms or your legs, and then maybe you can get what you're looking for in one of their games.
You're very valid. You make a very valid point. You're making a lot of sense.
But speaking, going off the topic of Pokemon and other game developers that we're jabbing at and all that, um,
What are where
the
are we
consumer,
going?
we are going. I just want to kind of touch on this. The Consumer Electronics Show has happened this week. Now we're not going to talk about that. It's just like a small cliff note.
Okay.
I don't know if they've if this relates to it at all, but yeah, the CES show happened today or not today, this week, and the likes of like Tesla and all the Samsung, all the big major companies were there, but so was Sony. And not only were they showing off cars and all that, but we also got some information on their new PlayStation 5. The biggest news story of the week for PlayStation wise, drum roll please, was a new logo reveal.
Oh God.
And
I
can you
thought it was
guess what
something
that
more exciting.
and can you guess what that logo looks like?
Pretty much exactly like the PlayStation 4 logo, except with a 5.
Absolutely right. You are absolutely spot on. As if you even had to take like a millisecond out of your time to think what the PlayStation 5 logo would look like.
God forbid they actually had like someone
Something
come up with
innovative.
something innovative. Holy shit.
No, they just wanted to keep it just old school and not really
If
change
they
it too
wanted
much
to go
because
old school, they would have done classic PlayStation logo with a 5 on the ground.
exactly. Then again, even with
But
the old
no,
PlayStation logo, it
fucking
looks like a five's on the ground anyways.
exactly. So why not fucking do that?
Because that would require too much thought for them, and they don't want to do that.
It requires too much thought. Wow. Too much
All jokes
thought.
aside, though.
THOT. Too much thought.
Too much thought. But all jokes aside, though, not only did we get a logo reveal, but we also got a possible controller leak as well.
It. I don't know
Did
if I want to be excited about the PlayStation 5 or if I'm just disappointed right off the bat.
Oh man, the fucking even then the way it leaked, it was laughable to be honest.
Oh,
Because it was the whole story goes that someone was clean after once a big corporation building closes, they gotta get the cleaners in, to clean the place, make sure it's nice and clean for the workers. So someone by the name of Patrick works at a company, or he's a cleaner who occasionally works at a company that starts with a U, decided to take some screenshots of not only the PS5 dev kit, which we've already seen and covered on one of our past podcasts,
this is correct.
but also He showed off the look of the controller as well.
I
Oh.
assume that you're just gonna put an image right up in front now,
Yep,
like just show that off.
the image
Yeah.
has been on the screen for so long that it's been burned into people's minds.
Wow, look at that big chonky.
But
Big
the
cake.
controller, I think we've also covered the look of the controller on the show as well, but it's
Yeah.
not too much different. It's basically like the schematics or the pattern that they've shown off and all that, but just in the flesh. So it's not really
I'm gonna blow your mind here, James. Real quick.
okay. Well,
Basically, take a PlayStation 4 controller and inject steroids into it.
oh
You
my
got
god.
PlayStation 5.
Oh my god, you were absolutely right.
Cause it looks puffy.
In
Get it
even
some fucking water.
even then, like the PlayStation 5 controller, it's not too much different than a PS4 one anyways. It just has some
Exactly.
added it has some different buttons, but that's really it. But the thing that really gets me about this story though is that the fact that he showed off this, risking his job, and at the bottom of his post he says, "Please do not share this."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what is
Big brain.
every single what is every single game's media outlet and every single gamer do?
They share it.
They share the
Because he
shit
showed
out
it.
of this.
Because he shared it on social media.
Yeah,
No,
like
do people not think? It's like, like, oh, it hurts. Okay, all right. If you don't have a private account on your fucking Twitter and you have like, I don't know, like 700, 800,000, keep the number going up and up and up, no matter how many fucking followers you got. And you work at Sony, doesn't matter what job you have. If you're a cleaner, if you're a janitor, if you're fucking like, if you sit in a room and you just twiddle your thumbs all day, doesn't matter. You're still working for Sony. You're still accepting a paycheck from them.
exactly.
And you have the opportunity to take a photo of the next generation console, and you decide to do that and post it on social media where literally anyone can find it. Like, just like, do your brain cells just kind of commit suicide one by one until it's like, oh, let's do this thing that is completely and clearly dumb here.
And let's try and cover my ass by saying, "Oh, please
Please
don't
don't
share
share
this."
that.
Oh,
Please don't share that.
oh,
Fuck.
it's like
Just,
it's like going to an early screening or a test screening of a movie, filming it, putting it online, and then being like, "Oh, hey guys, by the way, don't watch this. You shouldn't see this. It's not the final cut," and it leaks and blows up on the internet. Like, what'd you fucking expect?
yeah, it's like, no, it's it. I'll go off of your example here, James. It's like going to see the final cut of a movie and getting the rough cut that has all the outtakes. Like, you're expecting a clean and nice movie. Okay, take this. Imagine going to see Joker, but it was the rough cut.
Oh, to be honest, I still would love to see that. At the same time,
But
it
it
wouldn't have
would
the same
still
impact.
hurt. It would still make you like just be like, "What the fuck did I just watch?"
What? What did I just watch?
I mean, Joker makes you ask that anyways, but it's just, I'm
That
sorry.
movie.
People
Then
make
again,
me
that
want
movie
to blow
makes
my
you ask.
brains.
You know,
Like
that
that.
movie asks.
Oh,
Like that
oh,
movie makes you ask some tough questions about life, anyways, because it goes there. It's not afraid to go there.
exactly. But
But
that guy that posted that thing, the leak for the PlayStation 5, he makes me want to blow my brains out.
trust me, I feel the same way because it's just
That's
that's
just a special kind of dumb.
it. Like just the fact that you say please don't share this, it's not going to save you from anything. Sony's legal department is still going to come at you hard.
Yeah. Please don't share this. Has never been a saving grace on the internet in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
please
That's
don't
never
share
helped
this,
out.
said everyone, and no one listened.
Yep. It's it's just it's a waste of time almost if you really think about it. Just trying to say that and like, oh, don't share this, but people are gonna share it anyways because when it's something as big as a next generation Sony PlayStation console, of course they're gonna share this. If this was a fucking Ouya 2, then no one would really give a shit because no one cares about the Ouya. But this is Sony and PlayStation we're talking about. Of course, if you have something big as that to share and you say please don't share this, people are going to share it. Why do you think games media is reporting on it?
Yeah.
And they're not going to be the ones that are going to hit with the Sony's legal department. It's the one that posted it.
Anyways,
But yeah, people are just stupid and dumb.
that was a big dumb on that guy's part.
I
Moving on. I
fully agree.
apologize. I apologize for that guy, or I apologize to that guy. But you dumbed. Good job.
Okay, so we got two more things to cover, so we'll just kind of we'll bang out this next story pretty quick.
Oh,
Do you still play Apex Legends?
yes, occasionally. Not really, but you know what? I'm willing to go back to it.
I have not touched it in a little bit, but we are getting a new update or a new seasonal update. I guess you could call it as a seasonal update
Yep,
or just a
I
special event, however you want to call it.
I have
But
seen.
we are getting a new event in Apex Legends called the Grand Soiree Arcade.
Ooh,
So basically, this new mode or this new update is going to add in a bunch of new different game modes. I'm going to show the game trailer on the screen so you'll be able to see what they are while we're talking because there's a lot to list off and I don't really remember them off the top of my head. But we're
okay.
also getting some new skins as well, and one of the standout skins is Pathfinder with a mustache.
Mustache Pathfinder. Ooh.
He's a fancy Pathfinder.
Yeah.
If you really want to kind of boil this update down into a singular thing, it's basically let's dress fancy update
Yes, pretty
because
much.
there's a lot of new skins and they're all just fancy looking.
Yeah, it's basically everyone's gussied up.
Everyone's gussied up, all dressed up, and they have somewhere to go
Yeah.
to their deaths.
I have a list of all of the modes if you want me to list them off.
You know what? Go right ahead.
All right. Gold Rush duos, gold weapons only with you and a friend. So that I assume that's just the rare weapons, high rarity weapons.
Exactly, high rarity weapons only.
Yeah. Live, die, live. Automatically respawn on living squad mates every time the ring closes. So if you die off of spawn, don't worry. Once the ring starts to close in, boom,
You'll
you're
come
back.
back. Yeah, exactly. You'll come back.
Yeah. So it's I guess it's turning more into an arena shooter, kind of like Titanfall with that game mode, I guess.
Yeah.
Third person mode. Oh, never mind. Please make your point. Make your point about Live Die Live.
Oh, wait, what?
I cut you off when I said it when I made my point about it being a more arena shooter, kind of like Titanfall.
Oh, I was just gonna say. I mean, it's made from the same developers, so they have the skills and knowledge to make something like that.
Yeah, but it's also a battle royale, so it's just going to be weird.
The last couple modes they've put in Apex, anyways, have been weird as well. So, I mean,
Yeah,
it's not really out of their wheelhouse.
yeah, fair enough. Third person mode. So Gears camera angle. That's gonna be very, very, very jarring for a lot of people.
Well, it's Gears and most other like third-person shooter kind of angle.
Yeah. So they're doing the Fortnite thing. Uh, always be closing. That's a weird name for this. Keep on
Yeah,
the move, avoiding big damage from a ring that won't slow down. Oh, oh, so the ring is constantly closing.
Exactly.
Cool.
We can dub that mode the gotta go fast.
Yeah, just gotta go fast.
You gotta
Uh,
Sonic.
Armed and Dangerous on World's Edge. Shotguns and sniper rifles with limited armor. Okay, so
Oh
shoddy
boy.
snipes.
Oh boy.
That's gonna be interesting. Kings Canyon After Dark. That's back to Kings Canyon. Nighttime mode. Similar to Halloween, I guess, because the
But
Halloween
I
mode
don't
is the
think.
only one that we
Yeah,
had.
but I don't think it's gonna be the Halloween mode per se. It's just gonna be King's Canyon at dark.
Yeah, that's all it is. And then Dummy's Big Day. This game ain't gonna test itself. It's pretty much, if I'm not mistaken, that is everyone has like no characters. It's just your dummy, like you're just a color. So it is more of an arena shooter. So you're on a blue team or you're on a green team or you're blue team, red team.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So that's all the game modes.
That's all the game modes. Yeah, see, there's a lot in there.
Oof.
I can't wait to try all of them out.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll even make a video
Ooh,
or
maybe.
two, or three, or
Or
four.
four. Jinx. All right.
But
And
I can't remember if there's a release date for that mode or
uh,
that update.
January
I think
14th.
January 4. Okay, so that is next week.
Yeah, it's next Tuesday. So
So
yeah, or Monday. Monday or Tuesday.
so if you don't have anything to do next Tuesday and you got Apex Legends, you can update it and test out the new modes, see how they are.
And it goes until the end of the month, January 28th. So get on it.
Get on it, exactly.
Get get those dubs.
We're gonna have to make a video or two about it for sure.
Hell yeah, we will.
Cause I want to try out all those modes and see
Yeah.
those skins.
Anyways,
But now to our last little topic. This isn't really anything news related, but since this is the first podcast of 2020 and we didn't do one closer to New Year's or anything like that, we are going to say or tell you guys what our game of the year 2019 was, and we're gonna kind of explain why. So the criteria I kind of laid down for this was that you've had to have played it for more than an hour,
yep.
and
Acceptable.
kind of another big thing is you had to have played it too. Like you can't just watch it on YouTube or something and be like, "Oh, this is my game of the year." No, you have to experience it yourself. It's what your game of the year of 2019 was, what you thought was the best game of the year. Not the Game Awards, not Jacksepticeye's, not Markiplier's, your game of the year.
Mm.
So I think we'll start with you, Ro. What was your game of the year for 2019? Because you kind of already know what mine was.
Well, I know what yours is, and I feel like you should already know what mine is. I
Is it The
chose
Witcher
this
3?
game. Jesus. If it was The Witcher 3,
We'd be in 2015.
yes, we would be in 2015. Um, I played this game that I've chosen since its release, and I think I played it from release date until like I still play it today, and I'm hyped for the next installation of this story because my game of the year for 2019, shocking nobody, is Resident Evil 2.
Holy shit, no way. Wow, I didn't know that.
Wow, because I sucked the big one as soon as Resident Evil 2 came out, like early 2019. I was all over it. I was playing that from day one, and I just, what a game! I love that. I love that
And
game series.
you even let me play it with you as well.
Yeah, and I have already pre-ordered Resident Evil 3, so you know I'm excited. I'm here for it, and I know that Resi 3 is going to be my game of the year for 2020. But who knows? We might come back to this after 2020 New Year's, and who knows? Maybe there will be a different game that made my game of the year. So,
If you ask me, game of the year 2020 for me is going to be Doom Eternal, hands down.
oof. I mean,
Like mark this day in your calendars, January
what?
10th, 2020. I'm putting my foot down.
Okay. All right. All right. What, James? How about you tell me what is your game of the year of 2019?
Well, my game of the year for 2019 is Devil May Cry 5.
Whoa. All right.
And with all the games that we've gotten this year, I did not really play many of the releases of 2019. The only 2019 games I really played were Devil May Cry 5, Mortal Kombat 11, Jump Force, and Mario Maker 2 and all that. So nothing really like too big. Like I never played Sekiro or Death Stranding, you know, the ones that swept the Game Awards. But Devil May Cry 5 for me gets my game of the year 2019 because not only was it just so refreshing to see the OG Devil May Cry Devil May Cry storyline come back, but just the story, the gameplay variety, and just what it had to offer overall was just a fantastic package. And it was just a return to form for Devil May Cry as a series, and it just felt so good to play, and I didn't really have any problems with it. The story was very well done. Like, I'm not really going to say any spoilers or anything, but my favorite character to play as in that game was V, because his playstyle was so different from Dante and Nero that it was like all its own, and it just I thought when I first saw it I was gonna hate it, but after playing it, it just felt so good. And not only did V feel good to play, but Nero and Dante were basically at their top forms and felt so familiar from Devil May Cry 4 and other past games that it was just overall just a great package. And it makes me, after once you're done the game, it just makes you want more from this universe. Like you, where it takes the characters and all that, you just want more. And there's enough replayability in Devil May Cry 5 because they added the Bloody Palace.
Yep.
I've gone, I've tried that a couple times. I won't say
What's your
what for.
highest?
Uh, my highest, I'd have to say it was like floor 20 or 21. I didn't really get too far into it.
James, go ham, bro. Gotta catch up. 62.
You're 62?
I got to floor 62 with V.
Oh my god, yeah, I really do have to catch up. Fuck.
It gets hard, bro.
Oh, I bet it
It's
does.
hard.
I bet it does get hard.
Like, damn. But you know what? The fact that Capcom won our games of the year, keep it up. Keep it up, Capcom. You guys are making a comeback.
Yeah, they really made a comeback. Like after like throughout the 2010s, they were just like doing all the wrong things. By the end of the decade, they're like, you know what? Let's kick things into overdrive, and they did.
They went ham.
And I'm not gonna lie, the RE3 remake does look pretty good, so I'm excited for you that because you're excited to play it, and I know you're gonna love playing RE3. So I don't have to even like wonder about that.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
And I mean, the fact that you already have it pre-ordered and all that, that really does say something. But then again, I already have my copy of Doom Eternal pre-ordered, so...
Exactly.
They say don't pre-order games, but yet we break that rule with games all the time. But that's all right.
Don't pre-order games unless you're you truly are going to be very excited for them. Which I'm sorry, Resident Evil 3. Boy, I'm sorry. I have to listen to the fucking creepy man whisper sweet nothings into my ear. Scores.
And for me, I have to listen. I have to listen to the Doomslayer, which he doesn't talk or anything. He just stares at me, and his stares create the words in my head.
Do you hear the voices, James?
When the Doomslayer stares at me, I hear his voice, and his voice just says, "Do it,
do it." It's Palpatine. Palpatine is Doomslayer.
When it comes to that phrase, that's what he sounds like. He's just like, "Do it." But all the other ones, he sounds like a more twisted version of The Rock.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Have that fun image in your head while you sleep tonight.
Jeez Louise, dude. Oh.
But with that being said, that's all we have to talk about for this podcast. So we are going to wrap this up.
Oh my god.
It's kind of it's one of the shorter episodes that we've done, but you know, it's been, I mean, it's not that it's been like a non-eventful week. There have been like eventful stories, but these are just the stories that we wanted to talk about because it affects us in some sort of way. If we wanted to talk about all the gaming news, we'd be here all night. But that's not the content we want to make.
Exactly.
So to kind of end it off, we're looking forward to 2020 for sure. Like there's a bunch of new games coming out, but as you've heard us talk about for the last like 5 minutes or so, you guys know what games we're most excited for. But
let's hear what you guys want to hear. Let's hear what you guys want to play.
Yeah, let us know down in the comment section. What games do you want to play? What are you looking forward to? Do you agree with our opinions? Do you disagree with us? But I mean, that's okay. A healthy discussion is good, but don't be an asshole.
Yeah, just don't be an ass.
Just be nice to each other.
Yeah.
But with that being said, that is AWIG for the week. I'm your host, James Keith.
And I'm Rowan.
And
the week of net. Get out!